Timer is counting. 2, 3, 4. Hey y'all, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and I have spooled up a live stream and didn't tell anybody. So, I was just going to talk this evening about some stuff that's been going on in the news and, like the weather and some upcoming events, things like that that's going to happen. Uh-oh, what just happened? Oh, come on. I hit the darn hot corner on the monitor and shut down my screen. Figures. Let's look up. Get that pulled up. Just in case. All right. How y'all doing this evening? I forgot to pull these up before. There we go. Now, let's see. I'm going to see about getting my chat window popped out. Hey, there's some people here. Hassan's here, and Ray's here, and Harold, and Latham. How y'all doing? Okay, I'm going to get my chat window separated. There's that. Now, we got to go back to the program and move it over a little so I can get to the chat window. There we go. Now, let's see how many typos I put in that. Now, let's see if I can. There we go. There. Now, go ahead and stick that in the chat so people see it. Okay. I was just going to do a little bit of a live stream. And if you'll notice, I've got a different decoration tonight. I've got the window open. Let some cool air in the room. This room's, this computer, the light, the radios. Actually, I've turned all of them off just to reduce the heat. They all produce heat. The 1 1/4 meter repeater is on, and at the top of the hour it'll ID, so you'll know that it's running. I finally got the antenna fixed on it, and it's working great now. That was a big project. I finally got what'd I do with it? Oh Lord, I've done put that little lens somewhere. Finally got my lens review done. It'll go live next Saturday, y'all. So if y'all haven't seen it yet, that's because I've got it scheduled to go live Saturday morning at 7:30 in the morning, I'm pretty sure. I was just noticing that the tornado season is upon us. Aaron and Bass Angler have been like tracking it real heavy. They're basically storm chasers. I'm like the odd man out in that crew, so they have been watching it really close, and they normally let me know when something heavy duty's coming this way. But that's a big event, so you can get some really, really powerful supercell photography right now. If you kind of get yourself in the Midwest, there's a big sale coming in. I noticed. I watch a YouTuber who's an amateur meteorologist. It's the Ryan Hall channel, and he's got it modeled to where if it does anything like it has in the past, the area through like Arkansas and Iowa and all of that is going to get beat up real bad. They're going to get a bunch of snow first because there's apparently some kind of big cold front coming down out of Canada into the Rockies. It's going to dump a ton of snow on them. But it's going to be really interesting. And I forgot to switch this over to live chat. There we go. Let's see. There's Ray. Ray says, my bedroom is usually 5 to 7 degrees warmer than the rest of the house. This room is noticeably warmer than the balance of the house. Yeah. I don't have a thermometer in here, but I do need one so I can see what that actual temperature is. Man, this is really an annoying website that I pulled this up on. Let's see. Roger Almond has logged in? How you doing, Trey? That's awesome. Trey is the owner of the 1 1/4 meter repeater that my radio is tuned to currently. And if he keys into it, y'all will hear him coming out of the radio because I haven't turned down the audio on it yet. I'm pretty sure I haven't. Let's see. Squelch. Yeah. So at the top of the hour, it will ID, but that's an automated voice. But good. Oh, look. You found her. Was she outside?
No, she came walking through the bedroom. I think she just came in just now.
Oh.
So put her on the bed for me.
All right. We all know that we have to have the stream cat. Here she is. There you go, girl. She has to go back there and go to sleep during the stream. So, let's see. Got some good options for Friday. Don't want too much power on it. Yeah, we do. More power. At least, like 100 watts, 100 watts would be epic because then I could hear it and get like S9. Yeah, that's a note for me. That type of photography is for those crazy photographers. Your Z9 would be perfect for it, right? Before we leave, we'll put your Z9 on my insurance policy. There it goes. See? Let's see. I use the squelch as an audio level setting device. Harold says it's still in the teens at night there. 6 inches of snow last Friday. Where is that at? Yuck. Look, this is t-shirt weather. I got the window open. Wow. The apple trees are blooming. The camera kind of looked at that apple tree out in the yard, but I've got light on me so the outside doesn't just turn white, but that'll get progressively darker because the sun's going down. Wow, that's cold. Good deal, Roger. We'll need to get started kind of early. I got some stuff Friday evening I have to go take care of, but we'll absolutely. Southern Minnesota. Woo! The word Minnesota just sounds cold. I'm sorry, it just does. Like Georgia sounds humid, I heard the lag on the net. That's pretty funny. Let's see. Come on, Ray, you can go. We'll load up right out there in front of one of them giant supercells. Time to get a lawnmower ready and the pool open. Yeah, it's getting there. Was it? They do Memorial Day for swimming pools normally. Most normal people around here know they do them from like Memorial Day to Labor Day. Is the usual modus operandi from best I can remember. My nose is itching automatically. I think that cat, she done left. But yeah, I never mow the front until it's went through. It has cycles it goes through. The dandelions bloom yellow, then they make the little white pod things that make the little flower things you blow, and then those die off, and then the clover comes in behind those. And once the clover comes in and blooms, and I'll let the honeybees work all of this, then after that's when I start mowing it, because after that there's a few wildflowers, but not much. Like right now they're wearing out those apple trees. But I'll let that little field in between the house and the solar array grow up pretty good before I mow it, and that way the honeybees can have access to it. Don't want to cut them off. They need something to eat. I like honey. It's kind of symbiotic. Let's see. I got a few things to show off here. Knock on rumors. Let me just switch this over. Let me transition. Oh, no wonder I got the wrong one picked. There we go. Knock on Rumors has tested the 600 f4 Z-mount lens with the built-in teleconverter. Look at the comparison to the 500 millimeter. Now, they do note that the lens hoods are different sizes, and they've got the 100 to 400 is this one, and this is the 500 millimeter phase Fresnel like I have. Look how small that 500 f5.6 is compared to the 600 millimeter f4 Z mount. The lens hood is what, 3 times as tall. That thing's enormous. It blew me away when I saw this comparison. Like, that's the 500 phase Fresnel, and that's the 600 f4. When I put this on the Z50, it's a 750, essentially f8. You know, and that's a 500 or a 600 f4. So yeah, that's crazy. Let me just switch back over to me. There we go. And we'll get back to the chat window here. Let's see. I was thinking it's almost time. David, I'm moving to your house during the apocalypse. A lot of people have said that. There's a lot of those kind of comments float around. Is there? Says there's plenty of wildflowers around here. This is Ray. We're thinking of cutting paths in the woods. Maybe I'll pull a fill thatch and build a blind in the woods for birds. That makes sense.
Are you ready to get going now?
No, it'll be a little bit.
How long?
Just go on.
20 minutes.
Yeah, maybe.
15 minutes.
Let's see here. Latham Woodward asked, got any opinions on Voigtlander? Yeah, actually I do. This is the 35F 1.4 Voigtlander M mount. This is the version 1, not the version 2. The version 1 is a classic M lens, you know, and it doesn't come with the little lens hood. You buy them off Amazon, but it's bayonet mounted, which is a nice touch. I like the bayonet mounted lens hood. This lens doesn't get used a lot. I bought it for my CL mainly, just to tell you the truth, because it's of the compact size. And I like it other than the tab focus. I'm just not used to the tab focus. I'm used to a continuous knurled ring around the lens, and then, of course, the aperture ring. And if it's run down, you can see right there, the aperture ring and the focus ring are together. And if you reach around there and grab it, you can actually drive them together, and you shift your aperture if you ain't careful, you know, and it just, if you're not used to using it, it's kind of frustrating. So, but the glass is great. I don't see any problem with the glass. And their other lenses have different ergonomics, and I haven't picked up anything other than this one yet. But I did like this one. I like the results it gave me. I like that a lot. And I like the size. Man, the size of that lens is just nothing. You know, and that's a 35 f1.4. That thing's tiny. But yeah, I really like Voigtlander lenses as far as the image quality goes. And like I said, I would like to try some of the different mount design ones so that we can actually get the full focus ring. Let's see. He says, I have adopted them pretty heavily. Ken Bear's here finally made it. Nice. Now, I've got a note at the top. Y'all hit that like button. I want a bunch of likes on this stream. I don't know how important that is, but it seems to be pretty important. Let's see. I want to talk about something else. I saw a video. I don't remember who put it out, but they were talking about how Samsung has built AI into their smartphone cameras, their phone cameras. And it was a picture of the moon, and AI had rebuilt the image based on the fact that it knew that the person took a picture of the moon. And apparently it built the moon out of the image because the camera couldn't actually capture that image. So that's a new thing that's probably going to start cropping up into cameras as a function. Is the algorithm will start doing smart object detect and not correcting issues with the image that it spots. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because if you start letting the camera do all the thinking, don't you take away from the skills of the photographer at this point? If the computer is doing all the lifting, all you're doing is pointing the machine. And if you're just being the one pointing it, why bother when you could just sit down in Midjourney and construct the image from scratch and not even have to do that at all? I mean, it seems to me like you might want the defects that you're seeing. You might want something out of focus. You might want something underexposed. And you don't want the camera to look at the image and go, oh, this is underexposed. Let me correct that by doing this and this and this in the algorithm and fabricating some objects and inserting them into the image because I think that's what should be there. I don't want that. That's kind of defeats the purpose. I mean, it takes the whole creative element out of it. So, yeah, y'all put it in the comments what y'all think. Harold Bartlett says, I hope it can be disabled. Roger says, thank God AI did not help Picasso. Picasso kind of needed some help from AI. The older he got, the more twisted his mind was. Latham says he has a 15 and a 35 f1.4 Voigtlander. I'm going to tell you, it's a beautiful little lens. And I'm hanging on to it right now mainly because I've got this Leica M adapter L, which is the lens adapter from L mount to M mount, because I actually want to at some point get a Leica M mount lens and put it on and see if I like using a Leica lens, manual lens on that camera. That's the only reason I'm hanging on to the M adapter L. I got a good deal in that thing, as good as Leica stuff is. So I'm not willing to part with it because to replace it, I probably can't get one as cheap as I got this one. So, but John Trevina showed up. Hey, y'all. How you doing? Thank you for jumping into the stream. I had an opportunity. I had a little bit of a block of time. Thought I'd spool the stream up and talk about a few things. Ray says, that reminds me of how it would do for someone like Anthony Schmidt who does perspective photography with an iPhone. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I haven't seen that. I know we discussed this partially. Let's see. Hi, how you doing, Erwin? Thank you for stopping by. That's awesome. Happy Sunday to you too. It's a good day. It really is. I had an interesting day, but it's been a good one. Thank you for jumping into the stream. That's awesome. I guess I need to do my streams on Sunday night every week. Everybody's here tonight. I don't know how many's online currently. It doesn't tell me anymore. I don't have the right program. If I do it with my phone, it'll tell me how many people's actually attending. But let's see. But yeah, that whole AI algorithm, I understand why they're using it. They're trying to make the images better straight out of camera. But I also understand that when you look at an iPhone image, they're over sharpened out of the camera, like super bad. You can just look at the images like this new phone of mine is taking, and I really need to go into the settings and see if I can back the sharpness down, because they're super over sharpened. To the point of they don't look right, you know. If it ain't super bright, if you got plenty of light, they look fine. But if it's raising the shadows any at all, yeah, it'll way over sharpen the image. John says, I'm not wild about what I'm hearing about AI. We chase the light and then the computer corrects it. Sure, it'll have its users denoise software sounds useful. Yeah, it'll have its uses. Yeah, the denoise software I've been thinking about, and that one, and I looked at the sample of it. I had it for a while. I did the 30-day sample, and it did help photos. You can see how well it would work. It actually worked really well. Ray says, Anthony Schmidt is an autistic teenager who builds models, sets up scenes, and does perspective photography. Of course, I have seen that guy. He'll take little, like, 57 Chevys, and he'll build a little tiny parking lot on, like, a chalkboard, and then set that way out in front of, like, a restaurant, and get the depth right to where he can actually use an iPhone to take a picture of those cars and it looks like they're parked in front of that restaurant. I have seen that guy. That's impressive. To do that is not easy. You have to do a lot of homework to figure out how far you need to be away and how big the models have to be and how far the camera has to be from the models. It takes a lot of work to figure that out. Yeah, he's produced some like epic photos with like little model cars. Yeah, I have seen that. I didn't know he was autistic. Interesting. Let's see here. I'm going to jump us over. Close that. There are so many ads. Some of you need to help me figure out how to do an ad blocking software because there's ads all over this crap. Okay. Let me transition over here. What you're looking at is the ring of fire or annular solar eclipse. What that means is the moon isn't quite big enough to actually blot the sun out entirely. It blots most of it out, and it leaves a ring of fire. So it's brighter than a total eclipse, but it's also very unique. So what you need is some of that solar film to protect your sensor, and you can photograph this, but it's going to happen on October 14th of this year. So if you're thinking about doing it, as you can see, it passes through South Texas, straight diagonally across New Mexico from corner to corner, across the southern half of Utah, the northern half of Nevada, and southern Oregon. It's going to pass right through there. And honestly, if you were going to travel to this event, you go to that path of totality. You don't go close. Don't do this. Go all the way to the path of totality. Go to New Mexico or Utah. Man, that's going to pass over what appears to be Zion. That would be epic to have photos of Zion with the ring of fire in it. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, if you're into solar or astrophotography or the celestial bodies, this is something that's probably already on your calendar. I know Aaron has been talking about it, and he's probably going to go out and photograph it. I'm not actually going to be able to fool with it this year because it's too far from home. That's a lot of time off from work, and I just can't sneak it in, so I'm not going. But he's going to go. I'm pretty sure. He was going up till not long ago. So if y'all want somebody to go photograph this with, I'm pretty sure y'all might be able to work something out with him. But that's a definite thing that if you're into astrophotography, you need to go photograph this. But yeah, I wanted to pop that up there. And we're back to me. I'm trying to get back over here. Let's see. Albert's here. Hello. How you doing? Let's see. All good. Okay, everybody's chatting in the chat, which is kind of what the chat is for. I finally put out a video. I've mentioned this at the beginning, but if you're late getting in, that's fine. Number one, hit the like button. Number two, subscribe to the channel if you haven't and you're interested in my content, because I'm about to start ratcheting up the videos again. I've taken a hiatus for a few months to do some other things, but I'm about to actually get back in the groove of making videos. So I'm going to kind of put a new twist on it. I want to do something a little different. Anyway, Gary Arbuckle's here. I'll get back to that in a second. Been a while since I was in here. The eclipse will be right over the Davis Mountains in West Texas. I'll be there. Cool. So we got somebody from the chat who's actually going to go get this event. That's cool. Let's see. I got one other thing. What was it? When you're reading Nikon rumors on April 1st, you might get a glimpse at the medium format Nikon camera, the ZM. Apparently the press release was online for around 30 minutes before it was taken down, and a Nikon rumors reader took a screenshot and sent it to me. But yeah, look how the sensor doesn't even fit in the camera opening. It's so big it doesn't even fit the mount. Yeah, the medium format Nikon Z. There are 0 lenses to support that. I thought that's a pretty good one. And then there was quite a few spoofs on April 1st. If you was looking around any at all, you saw plenty of their stuff going on that was hilarious.
David,
Hmm.
it doesn't have much left on there. It's short.
No. All right. But that was the 3 things that I had to talk about today. Let's see here. Where we at? We're at 25 minutes. All right. Let's see what we got in the chat. Been a while. Yeah, I got a lens review coming out. It'll come out Saturday morning. It's the first one I've done in a while, and I'm kind of happy with it. So we'll see how you guys like it. But yeah, I'm gonna get some stuff going. So I'm gonna sign off of here. Teresa's got something she wants me to go do with her, and I didn't have a lot of time for this stream anyway. But I wanted to spool one up for a little bit just to spend some time with you guys for a few minutes. Trey, we'll get together at the end of the week. Ray, we need to do that photo walk you talked about. And the rest of you guys, until next time, get your camera out and go take a picture with it. We'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.